What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Views from the Sideline. Today, I have a very special guest with me.
Wow. I'm honored.
I have Kamir here, who is a junior at USC. You are studying
Journalism.
journalism.
Yes.
All right, well, I guess we're gonna just get right into it.
Let's do it.
And we'll start off with the Lakers. And the trade deadline was just absolutely crazy for them.
Wild.
They completely flipped their team. Honestly, they sent off Russell Westbrook, sent off Thomas Bryant.
Rest, Russell. Hey, the thing is, he did great things. He was embracing his role as sixth man, but I mean, it just wasn't meant to be, I guess. So
And they brought in D'Angelo Russell, brought in
true.
Jared Vanderbilt, brought in Michael Beasley, got a few picks, Mo Bamba too. So they kind of switched out Westbrook and his giant contract, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Which is like,
yeah. They were in the hole big time with that one.
I honestly think that's the worst thing about. Like, I think the thing that they most benefited from that move was like getting that contract off, because now they have
Really, yeah.
space to.
I mean, they were definitely. I think I don't know. Yeah, it was advantageous to just, unload 50 million onto some other team, have another team buy him out, and then maybe he'll play for another team with championship aspirations. That being said, I mean, listen, the Lakers, same old story. They like honestly, any LeBron team since like the back half of Cleveland has been the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's been aging people, poorly constructed rosters, which kills me inside. I'm like, dude, please get this guy help. And what happens is they do some things during the trade deadline. They move big parts. Like you'll have names coming in and out of nowhere, like just flying into the team. And then you'll think, oh, they have pieces now. And then
Yeah.
they'll do this narrative building, right? They're like, oh, D'Lo's back. Which he's had like low key. This is not has been his best season by far, but D'Lo's back. If with Anthony healthy and LeBron and these new bench players, which are like they're good pieces. They're young, they're athletic, they can contribute. That being said, like it's kind of one of those things of I'll believe it when I see it. Because so many times, even when in 2018, back when they traded like their entire roster for like Clarkson, Crowder, Rodney Hood, and I think
Larry Nance, maybe.
Larry
Yeah.
Nance, yeah. And everyone was like, oh, yo, he's got a cool, fully constructed team now when they just couldn't land a star, which is what he wanted, right? So I don't know. I would love to start having them actually win games for once, but we'll see what happens.
I mean, you saw the other night they played the Blazers. They had everybody except for LeBron, and they still didn't come through. They
You know what I'm
lost. I mean, so
saying?
it's
Like
like,
that, like you can't if you're really just trying to like. First of all, we're not playing for the play-in, okay?
yeah,
Listen,
it's championship or bust. Like, yeah,
it's at least minimum. You gotta get to like 6, 5, 4, somewhere in that range where you have a good enough record to say like, okay, fine. I'm not really intimidated by anybody in the West.
yeah, it's pretty
It's
open this
it's
year.
wide open. Like yeah, like Denver's cool. They're cool. And like, yeah, this big honey dude, like he's an absolute baller and he controls games. He does everything for that team. But you can't tell me like with a, puncher's chance 7 game series. Like I'm not gonna say like they definitively have an advantage over like anybody.
No,
So
I don't
I
think
don't
so
think
at
so.
all. I think this team is like too variable also, like, because
Yeah.
Even LeBron is not, gonna be 100% healthy all the time. 80 is literally like a 50-50 chance every
You might
game.
as well just flip a coin, decide whether he plays that day or not.
And then like the rest of the team, it's like constructed around those two. So when you
Yeah.
don't have those two playing, you're not gonna win games. So I feel like what's gonna happen is they're gonna be slightly better. They're gonna inch to like the 10th seed or the ninth seed, make the play in, and then if they're lucky, get an 8th seed and just get ravaged by whatever team they play in the first round. I feel like that's just what's.
Don't say it on.
I mean,
It's just sad I don't know. It just makes me so sad to think about, honestly. And honestly, what annoys me even the most is I want to listen. I will celebrate LeBron more than anyone in this world. He's an entity. He's my like. He is my team.
yeah.
I couldn't care less about the others. But he is the team. I'm so like I'm glad he got the record, all this, celebration of who he is, passing this extraordinary number, right? A
Yeah.
record that no one ever thought would be touched. And dude's probably gonna also get to 40,000. So like
Yeah.
that's on everything else. But like wins, you gotta win some games, dude. Like I'm sorry, we
Yeah.
have like you cannot be like 13th No way.
With two top
You
10
can't do
NBA
it, bro.
players.
You
Two.
can't. So I'm hoping, I don't know, as a collective, people start to find their roles. They start, they've gotten at least younger. They got some two-way talent. They can start really locking down on defense. They have size. You know, D'Lo can really take a lot of the pressure off ball handling wise, and
Yeah.
hopefully, his shooting slumps will start to, maybe average out and go the other way. Because I know even at his like his average or towards his best, that guy's a legitimate playmaker and he can legit shoot the basketball. You know, from three, his floater game is nice. He can be a real contributor. So we'll see what happens,
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, I think if D'Lo, as you said, if D'Lo comes back, like you're getting like 16, 17 points per game minimum
For sure.
every single night on
Absolutely.
on decent shooting, like over like 40%.
For sure.
And I think that is like the biggest thing. Like to go from Russell Westbrook, who's just as a Laker, he's been so inconsistent. The role has not been there. He can't shoot. He's not gonna be. He's the third option on the team essentially. So like he's just getting whatever is left over from Anthony Davis and LeBron.
Yeah.
And I think D'Lo complements them a lot better. But it's just like
We'll
they
see.
need to go on they need to go on like a 6-7 game winning
And that's the
streak.
thing. Like, and I'm telling you, I've been saying this for like the last month. They are 4 game, like maybe not so much now, but there was a point where what separated like 11th, 12th in the West and 4th was genuinely 3 to 4 games. And
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, go on one win streak. Finally string some wins together,
yeah,
and you're gonna find yourself like deep in the playoff picture. And honestly, LeBron has seen it all. He's dealt with way worse. You can't tell me as like even a 4 or 5 he's intimidated by a single team in the entire Western Conference. There should be nobody that keeps you up at night. Who even the Mavericks with like, yeah, fine, they got Kyrie, they're still gonna try and figure it out. And I don't even know if they can, talk about the trade deadline. I
yeah.
have no idea how, Luka, like these two most ball dominant people are gonna play together, to be honest with you.
I mean,
So we'll see.
we can kind of go to that a little bit. We saw it the other night too. Kyrie and Luca both dropped 30.
Fumbled.
They lost the game.
Fumbled.
They lost the game. I mean, so is it like that's another team with a lot of questions? But I think the team with the biggest like number of questions is going to be the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, I mean,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, can KD stay healthy? Is
I
he
mean,
gonna,
you might have questions about the Suns. I have answers, and I don't trust them whatsoever. I
really?
honestly, listen, hot take or not, I personally listen. At me in my mentions, I don't care. I am so done with just anything Durant. I
Really?
can't do it, man. Like I don't
Why?
care because like this guy, you know what he does? He makes something, he gets everything he wants. He gets to construct his own franchise. That was the Nets. It's like
Yeah,
he was playing a simulator on 2K. He basically played the role of GM. He
yeah,
got his best friends to play. He didn't care about the coach. He got to, be a pivotal role in running the whole team. He didn't care about management. There was no hierarchy of, leadership roles. And what happened? The whole thing blew up. He blames his big toe for not going to the finals, and then it's a wrap. And then he finds himself on another team with extraordinary amounts of talent and help. And I'm like, oh, so now you're gonna win a championship. Okay, for sure, Kevin.
I
I'm
mean,
done with this guy, dude. And he's like, and then Kyrie, I saw quotes from him like the day it happened. He's like, oh, I'm just glad he's out of there. You people did this to yourselves, dude. And then now they're like, oh, dude, finally I'm out of that trap. Why? I'm telling you, it's like let's say I was in charge of a franchise,
yeah,
or I came on this podcast, right? And I
yeah,
was absolutely garbage. I had all these ideas. I brought them all in. I brought these people, and we made an entire team around this podcast.
yeah.
And let's say those people, ended up being terrible.
Uh-huh.
And let's say this podcast, just blew up, and it just was like horrific. And we never record another episode ever again because of how poorly run the team was. And then I dip. I'm like, oh man, thank God I'm out of that situation. I brought them all in.
Yeah. I mean, that's so. I mean, if you think about it, the epitome of that is the fact that remember when that 2019 Nets team had like D'Lo, Jared Allen, all those young players. They flipped
Mm-hmm.
D'Lo for KD in
Mm-hmm.
that 3-team trade. Then they flipped Jared Allen for James Harden. James Harden was on that team at a point. Like we forget about that.
You know what I
It was
mean?
James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant on the same team.
Nothing.
Nothing happened.
Nothing.
They were injured. They played I saw it the other day. They played 19 games together, healthy total.
I
19,
mean, like,
19
what was the
games.
point? You know what I mean? Like, why do we even have to like? If that was the product we're gonna get, what's the point?
Yeah, I agree. And like that's a thing. Like in today's league, where like the superstar players have such a grip on like the organization's necks. Like I just find it funny when players are like, when superstar players are like, oh wow, the situation I was in was terrible. Like they didn't do anything for me. They didn't give me what I wanted. Like KD literally wanted
Dude,
Kyrie.
it's
They flipped
it's
James
such a
Harden like
joke.
3 days into the
It's
season.
such a joke. Cause what's so funny is if historically, and it even reigns true today, superstars or not, the teams that have the most consistent success, you never question who's in charge.
Yeah.
Okay? Miami, I would be damned if someone goes up against Pat Riley right now. I wouldn't go up against Pat Riley to be like, if I got his coffee order wrong, I'd be like, Pat, I'm so sorry. It's all me. It's totally me. If, even the Warriors, people talk about like, yeah, I understand Steph's franchise. Yeah, I understand, um, it's the Splash Brothers. Durant has a little stint there, did his thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, everyone answered that, like Steve Kerr, everyone had to answer the bell to him. He was able to bring all those people as a collective together, and they're an incredibly as much as I hate to say this, okay, even being from the Bay, they're an incredibly run organization with an incredible coaching staff, and everyone, you know, even when it comes back to the Nets, they just flat out before Steve Nash coached a game, they just flat out disrespected the hell out of him. They said, "We don't need a coach."
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you saying right now? Like, how can you do that? Like, why would you do that? And why is that like how you start your franchise? So then tying this all with the Suns, listen, man, on paper it's great. Personally, I don't see them having any chemistry. I don't see, listen, granted, yeah, you have now your two wings, you have a center, and you still have a point guard to control everything. Somehow, some way, this team will self-destruct around maybe the second round of the playoffs. And I'm just excited to see when it happens and how it does.
I just feel like when there's a team and like we always see this on paper. We're like, oh my god, they have like 4 or 5, like all-star caliber players
For
on the team.
sure.
They're championship locked. They have this. We saw this with the Nets. We saw this with the Lakers. We saw this with who else? I'm trying to think. On Timberwolves,
There you
right?
go.
Even the
There you
Timberwolves.
go.
Uh, I'm countless other teams that have
Yeah.
put these like star players together, and they've just completely blown up because the fit doesn't work.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I understand, and in the age of you can bring people together and it works. And like, I truly believe like chemistry isn't, the biggest thing, but at
Yeah,
the end of the day, like this isn't a non-tangible concept
yeah,
that at the end of the day, like you have to have like at least respect and like an understanding of knowing your role.
yeah,
Because I can already see it now. Katie was able to sacrifice is cool, right? And
yeah.
this goes back to Kyrie too. The two of them, the dynamic, the Tweedledum and Tweedledummer, right? These two sacrifice is cool, right? And it's great in theory until you actually have to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would love, love, love to see when it comes down to, if Luka's demanding the ball and Luka starts getting all the shine, like let's say on Dallas,
Yeah.
and he's bringing it up to half court, he's running the show offensively. He asks to take the last shot at the last seconds of the game, which he's proven more than capable of being able to do.
Easily, yeah.
You think Kyrie, 10 out of 10 times, you got it, Luka. You got it. I'll play off ball sometimes. Why would he do that? When has he ever been like? Only person he was able to do that with is LeBron.
Yeah.
No one else.
Yeah. And I mean, well, and even with LeBron, he got out of Boston. I mean, got out of Cleveland because he wanted to be the guy in
Because he
Boston.
doesn't want to
Right? He
ring rings
didn't.
anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh no, I got tired of winning championships, tired of going to the finals. I want to do it by myself. Another case,
Yeah.
Boston had a Kyrie, then got injured. The team did fantastic without him. Came back, didn't do as well.
Yeah.
He left again. They blossomed into what they are right now.
Yeah.
So
So do you think so? Is KD number one option on the Suns, or is it gonna be kind of like a 1-2 thing with Devin, like 1A, 1B with Devin Booker on either night, or is it like
I mean, listen, they're both. I know they're both going to be coming off of injuries for
yeah,
starters. But your guess is as good as mine, man. Like Devin Booker, another example of he has never in his career. I guess if you want to go back to Kentucky, but like he wasn't the
yeah,
guy he is right
yeah,
now. he's never had to like share the ball like that.
Yeah.
Even when Chris came, it's always been Devin's team.
Yeah.
You know, and Chris has just been like, oh, I'll facilitate, I'll run pick and rolls with DeAndre, I'll make sure everyone gets involved. You do your thing on the low post, you do your thing on the block, back to the basket stuff.
Yeah.
When it's winning time and you want the last shot, take it. And he's at a point in his career where he's okay with that. So I don't know if Devin Booker's just gonna be like, yeah, Kevin, you know, do your thing. I'm just gonna stand back here, hands ready when you need a pass. I don't know. I personally, he's never shown me he's been able to like, take a step back because it's always been his franchise.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll honestly see how that goes. I don't know if it's gonna go as well as people think.
Yeah, because then you have two guys, right? KD's always been number one. Like when KD went to the Warriors, Steph went from the 30-point MVP score to a 25
Exactly.
point per game.
Exactly.
Kind of second hand. Like Steph made the sacrifice. That's why that worked so well. That's why when you had 4 All-Stars on one team, that team was
Yeah.
championship caliber every single year.
And the thing is, and with Steph, like I'm not gonna say Devin Booker can't shoot because that's just
Yeah.
like a stupid thing to say. But Steph, as great as he is, that guy could the rest of his career he could play off ball
Yeah,
and then
he is
and
off
still
ball.
be
He's an
like
off-ball player
and
in a
still
lot
be
of
as
ways.
effective. Like a lot of times they're just like, oh, Draymond brings it up and then this guy's just running laps and then
until he gets open and
yeah,
shoots.
and then until one screen is gonna be like the defense is gonna get a little tired and one screen is gonna be just enough. Like with a split second, catches, shoots, bang, and then they're back on defense. And I'm like he could do that easily. He's the perfect prototype player to do that.
Yeah.
Is Devin Booker? Remains to be seen. I have no idea.
So then, if you have questions about the Suns, I mean, your questions are that they're not going to go. They're going to implode.
For sure.
We're not looking very high. We're not thinking very highly of the Lakers right now.
No, not right now.
Right. Who's coming out the West?
Okay, for the sake of it, and man, okay, what a story would be if the Kings somehow managed.
Oh,
to
that would
like,
be crazy.
That would be nuts.
That would be incredible.
I will buy Kings merch. I will light my own beam in my own house. I'll construct something. I'll press a button and a purple light will shoot up into the sky. I will fully back King's Kingdom.
Yeah.
As great as a story that would that happen? Probably not.
They are the third seed. They are good this year.
They're a legitimate team. I really wanted to see. I saw Zion had another setback with his hamstring. And if they can keep continuing to win games and they get in that, playoff picture, I don't want to see him in the play-in. If they get to somehow 6 and up, and Zion gets healthy, I truly thought like the Pelicans were the team to beat in the West.
Really?
I honestly with BI, with Zion, with all the role players that they have who can, they have a bunch of length. They have Trey Murphy. They have Herb Jones. GTA is still doing his thing, still poking balls away from behind the baseline. With all that being said, I really thought they had everything. They were young enough. They were hungry enough. They were athletic enough.
Yeah.
They shot the 3 well enough. I thought they were going to be the team to beat. So that being said, if it's not the Pelicans and if Zion's not healthy, I guess I'll have to take Denver. So
I feel like just nobody trusts Denver. I don't know why. I mean,
No.
I feel like the West is wide open. Denver's consistently been the best team. Like
Mhm.
Jokic is a 2-time MVP. He
No, for
could be
sure.
third 3 in a row if he really wanted. Like if there's no voter fatigue. So I feel like why is like Denver being so doubted?
I have no idea.
I think on paper they're just a great team and they've done everything to prove that. There's
No,
like no
you're right.
questions about them.
No, for sure. And I think this team is going to go as far as Jamal Murray's
Yeah.
knees and Michael Porter's back are going to take them. Because, like, Big Honey, he can listen, he has pace of play. He can control the game, slow it down. If it's a half-court if it's a half-court game, and this is how playoff series work, they slow down, they get grindy. There's no other half-court player, maybe in the world, that I would want rather than, like, Jokic.
Yeah.
That guy, I will trust him in the post against name him, I'll take him, Even Embiid, as big of a brute as he is, I'll still take Jokic over Embiid in the post. And he'll manage to, do the slowest moves of all time and then, throw a ball over his head and it'll magically just go in the basket. So
Literally looks like he's chucking the ball over
that's
it
what
when
I'm
he shoots.
saying.
And
It's pure.
it
It's
works.
pure every time.
It works perfectly, yeah.
So I think it's really just about how much help he has. If Jamal Murray really rounds into form heading in the playoffs, and if Michael Porter can give solid minutes,
Yeah.
I think the Nuggets. I mean, I think the Nuggets are probably as good as anybody in that. As much as I'm not afraid of them, I'd say they have plenty of talent and like a really good constructed roster to like make it the whole way.
Yeah, but I don't think they're getting past anybody in the East. I don't
No,
see
no,
it.
no,
I don't see. I
no, no,
think
no, no.
Celtics or Bucks have it on lock this year.
I think Giannis has to take it, dude.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to my brother earlier, um, like this NBA season. I said, dude, Giannis has to just start compiling them while he still can. Like this Bucks
Yeah.
team, I think is nearing it's nearing its end of their like most effective years together.
Yeah, especially with Chris and Drew being older,
You
right?
know what I mean? And so Giannis had like he has like with the entire league being as wide open as it is, and they couldn't give an F about the Celtics, right?
Yeah.
They last year the only reason Boston got to the finals was because, of a generational type performance from Al Horford. Shout out Big Al. And the fact that, they were missing Middleton in these games. And
Yeah.
they were up 3-2.
They were. Yeah, yeah, they
So
were.
they had a lead in that series. So I don't if I'm the Bucks, this is my time to win this championship. No one in the West is gonna beat me, and I'm not afraid of Boston. So now's their time.
Yeah, they're an 11 game win streak right now. They've
There you go.
rounded into form. Giannis and Holiday both all-star. I mean, I could see it. I could see it
I
easily.
hope so.
I want that Eastern Conference Finals, Celtics Bucks. I want
Oh
that to go
yeah.
7.
Oh
That'd be
yeah.
so
Oh
nice.
yeah. That
Like
would be tough.
like yeah, I mean, both of those teams are just for real. Like
Hmm.
I think they're easily the top 2 best teams this season.
I think so. I think the
Yeah.
East has by far just been a better conference
Yeah.
top to bottom.
Yeah,
At
definitely.
least 1 through 6, I think I trust because everybody, it's just a big cluster bleep in like the entire West, dude.
Yeah.
I have outside of like like Memphis has had their moments. They've slipped up and
Well,
gone on losing.
even Memphis has a losing record against the winning teams in the West. So like, can you
You
even trust
know, so
Memphis?
like
Like,
I don't know. Like they beat up on the teams that they should, but when it comes to like when they match up against teams with a winning record or the like you mentioned the best teams in the conference, they
it's
don't
not.
always deliver.
Yeah,
And I really thought Memphis was gonna after building off of what they had last year,
yeah,
I thought they'd have a great chance as anybody to win the West. And another team, I don't necessarily trust them.
yeah. I think I trust a Philly, even a Cleveland maybe.
Maybe, yeah. I
I
mean,
think I trust them more.
100%. Honestly, if it was a Cleveland Memphis series, if it was a Philly Memphis series, Boston Milwaukee, shoot, dude. Even if it was the Knicks, I bet the Knicks would give him a run for their money. Honestly, shout out Randall. That guy's the goat.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
mean, yeah, I think the East has just been stronger the whole. So I think I agree with you. I think the Bucks probably Bucks or Celtics. I mean,
I think
I'm
so.
leaning towards Bucks right now because they're playing better.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
either one,
yeah.
I
We'll
think
see.
they
We'll see
have
what
it.
happens. We'll see.
Yeah, but I also wanted to talk a little bit about the All-Star game and everything
Mm.
surrounding that because there's a lot of interesting stuff going on this year. So first, I want to talk about the dunk contest, which I
Been
think was
dead for a while.
yeah, I think it's been dead since probably. I mean, the best one in my opinion, 2016, right?
No,
Aaron
no,
Gordon,
there's
Zach LaVine.
there's
There's nothing to
no
beat like
question. I
back and forth.
I missed
Just
that contest. I think about it at least once a day for the past couple of years. I mean, it's oh my God.
you know
Every time they show me replays on Instagram, dude, it just gets better and better.
that was the first like NBA like anything of the NBA that I watched, and like I was hooked after that. Like
Yeah,
that got me into the NBA. So
nice.
it'll always have a special place in my heart. Like that was an amazing contest. But since then, it's been like just mid at best. Honestly, I mean, like,
Yeah, yeah, to be honest, hasn't been good. Has not been good.
and I mean, I think this year, I think it's just gonna be more like I think it's more the same, right? I mean, just looking at the names, let me get them all. I know Mac McClung's in it.
Mac McClung, I heard Jericho Sims,
Kenyon Martin Jr.
and then
I
the
forget who the
last
fourth
guy.
is.
The thing is, I think it's just telling the fact that like we
Yeah,
can't even like off the top of the dome, we can't even name all 4 people in the contest.
yeah. Honest, I mean, wait, let me get some. I think we need John Morant. We need Zion. We need like the
We
stars in
need
there.
some guy. Like the thing is, even like at the time,
Oh,
Zach
Trey Murphy.
Trey. Come on, listen. I as a player, I would love to have Trey Murphy on my team. You know, that guy got hot against the Lakers and just absolutely torched the living daylights out of him,
Yeah.
and he just kept feeding him. That being said, like I'm not like I understand he's athletic. I understand like his arms are longer than my entire body. But dude, like, I just don't want to see you in the dunk contest, to be honest with you.
You know, get Giannis in there too. Giannis
Do
could do some crazy,
something.
like, just get the stars in there because I feel like we need like a Michael Jordan in the dunk contest again or something, or like
Something like
something,
that.
or just like really, because I feel like also a lot of the time in these contests the players go in with like out preparing or like minimal preparation,
No,
and
no
like
one
they're
takes it
missing like
serious.
4 or 5 dunks in a row and then making the fifth one. It's just like not fun to
And even if
watch.
the fifth one was like the greatest thing I've ever seen, off of purely just like timing and, performance, I'm not gonna give you a 10, man. You're getting maybe an 8 at best. You know what I mean? Like
And
by the time it's the fifth one.
that's the thing. The judges, they'll still give straight tens. I feel like the scores are always so high these days.
I don't know. Even I honestly, yeah. Speaking of people who don't take their job seriously, these judges, I think they take it serious, but this score is something. Listen, back to 2016, you can't. I have no idea why Aaron Gordon didn't win.
Yeah,
I
that's
couldn't tell you.
so true.
I have no idea. To this day, I still question how the hell this guy got robbed, like flagrantly in front of millions.
Yeah.
But so be it, I guess.
I think they should just like give some incentive to like we'll pay
Something.
you this much, get in the dunk, because like this is like the NBA's like event to showcase like their whole league. You know what I mean? And they're just like
It's just
I don't
what
know.
it's just such a whatever now. Like honestly, it's bordering on maybe why even have it, but in this at the same time, if you even took Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, even at the time, like Zach LaVine wasn't who he was now
Yeah.
in terms of just the player. Um, and even Aaron Gordon was cool.
Aaron
Like
Gordon,
people,
yeah, but Aaron Gordon's never been a star either. I guess is
he's
what you're
never been
trying.
a,
Yeah.
but for whatever the reason, like maybe it's just Aaron Gordon, it was shown in his dunks and the prep that he probably did
Yeah.
outside of preparing for this contest. Like I know this guy had the time,
Yeah.
um, and like the wherewithal to like say, hey, I'm gonna take this seriously. I'm trying to win this thing. And Zach LaVine, I mean, that guy floats. Like
Yeah.
when he used to be a little slimmer and put on all this muscle, that guy like never touched the ground. And like like those two combined for like one of the greatest things like I've ever seen.
Yeah, and another thing about that contest, they were making those dunks first try.
First
First
time,
try. And
exactly.
like that, when that got a 50, I was like, that should get a 51. Like that should get like you know what I
60.
mean?
You should reserve the right to do 11 out of
Because
10.
like there was just such high effort dunk. Like remember when the Orlando Magic mascot was on the hoverboard, Aaron Gordon jumps over him, grabs the ball, and just like
Dude,
things like that.
to, until that moment, I had never. I literally looked at the TV. I'm like, dude, he took a seat in the middle of this, like in midair.
Yeah.
I'd never seen a man sit down while also being like 10 feet above the ground. Like it was the wildest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like, that has to win.
Yeah.
But alas, like I don't know, man. I have no idea what that like. I don't know how we make the dunk contest cool again. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just I don't know. Maybe it's just a pride thing. Maybe I hope players. I'm sad Shaden Sharp's not in it to be honest with you, because that
Yeah.
guy
Yeah. He
I've
can.
never seen a man jump like him either before. But we'll see.
I
We'll see.
mean, now I mean, my kind of like realization when the dunk contest was like mid was when I think it was Jalen Green or someone when like his
Oh
dunk was he
God,
put on Tim's and then he dunked in the Tim's and I was like
that has
I
to
was
be
like
one of the sorries.
so like
Like
sorry so gimmick like not even a gimmick, it's just lame.
it was
It's like
so
why'd you
lame.
do that?
I think it was an ode to something in the past. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if someone. I don't know if it was in the dunk contest or an ode to some former player, somebody.
Yeah, but it's
But
like
dude, I am not giving you a 10. I'm not even gonna give you a 9 if you just dunk in Tim's.
yeah, I mean, I think like more preparation and creativity,
Yeah,
add
yeah.
like even add some like gimmicks, jump like Blake Griffin jumped over a car. It wasn't that good a dunk, but it was cool.
But I mean, at least it was something. I mean, like take some time out of your
Exactly.
like it's you have a break. Just practice dunks, man.
Yeah.
Like what's not even I'm not asking for a crazy, but just, you know, when you don't make like you said when you don't make these things first time, like it just falls so flat
Yeah.
afterward. And
Yeah.
the whole building just like you can
Yeah.
hear them
Literally.
groan
Yeah.
on TV like and then
Yeah.
no one really cares after that.
Yeah, so I think that because like the thing is also they revised like the format of the 3-point contest of the skills challenge, but the dunk
Exactly.
contest has always stayed the same.
Yeah.
So I think they should consider fixing or changing that. And I guess you can talk a little bit about the 3-point contest, which I
which is
actually
taking place of most cool, like definitely the coolest event
yeah,
at
I
all
love
SRB,
it.
for
Like
sure.
with the like the addition of like the long range, that 4-point shot, and like just they always get like the top shooters of the league. Like it's great the way they do it. Like we like compared to the dunk contest, you don't see Giannis, you don't see LeBron, you don't see John Morant in the dunk contest ever, but you see Steph Curry, you see Klay Thompson,
That's the
you see the
thing.
top shooters always.
And it's really like, it probably just goes back to culture and a pride thing. But these, like, for whatever reason, dunkers don't care about being able to dunk. Shooters shoot, and they're like, I'm gonna prove to all these people that I have the strap on me, and nobody is gonna outshoot me right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna can all of these, and I'm gonna post a ridiculous score, and these numbers keep getting higher and higher and higher. If you look at past 3-point like shootouts,
yeah,
the numbers they're reaching right now, granted, I know they've changed the rules, and I know if, it's a whole 4-point Mountain Dew shot, whatever,
yeah.
whatever. Fine. That being said, though,
It's cool.
like, it is cool, and these numbers are getting, like, the percentages these guys are shooting at is becoming so ridiculous. It's like that's actually a spectacle to watch, and sometimes it'll come down to the wire. I remember
Yeah,
the Buddy Hield one where he had to, like, I think it came down to literally the last shot. And he made a buzzer beater to
yeah,
win the
yeah.
whole thing, and he was so hyped. He was jumping around on the court. It was awesome.
I mean, yeah. This year, who we have. Let me just look. I mean, again, it's a start. We have Damian Lillard,
There you
Jason
go.
Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, Laurie Markin. Laurie Markin, I don't think he'll take that, but yeah, I mean, I'm glad he's there. I have
He's
big
a
man
sneaky.
recommendation.
He's a sneaky. Maybe the big man
Yeah,
could take it.
yeah. Tyler Hero, Kevin
There you
Herter,
go.
Like I like that lineup a lot.
Like, it's people who I'm hoping just like, and I think they will. And I think Dame is overdue for winning one. Dame has to take
Yeah,
one of these. Like, he can't just keep participating and not win like a 3-point contest. But it's people that actually care.
yeah,
It's people that take the time and preparation to at least, set up racks in a gym and, pretend like and time themselves for a minute and see like how many shots they're trying to get up and how many go in. I think it's really just a pride thing, man.
yeah.
And they take it serious, way more serious than dunk contests.
So I'm looking forward to skills contest. Not, I mean, skill. Yeah, I mean 3-point contest. Sorry, but not dunk contest. We'll see. I'll watch it. I'll probably turn it off halfway if it's boring. But the other thing, the All Star game's a little bit different too this year. With the selection, where they
Mm.
draft the teams before, like right before, like the game, like 30 minutes before the game, they live draft.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, wow, this is
And
news to me.
I think that's pretty. I think that's way cooler than what they did before. Like obviously it's the same, right? I think LeBron's just gonna pick the best team. Giannis is gonna make some weird fit like picks. Leave like Luka on the board as the last. Like he did in the previous years. Um,
Interesting selections from Giannis. It's the reason he's winless, honestly, as a captain.
yeah, but I think it's cool. I think it's like kind of like blacktop kind of setup, like
Yeah.
where you just select it and then you go play. I think that's really cool.
No, that is very cool. I didn't even know about like the selection 30 minutes before. Personally, I just love every time ever since they made it a televised thing of the draft on Inside,
Yeah.
that even like it wasn't the craziest thing or it wasn't the most produced thing, but just to have like Giannis and LeBron, or like when it was KD and LeBron as both captains,
Yeah.
and they had all four guys like Kenny, Chuck, Shaq, and Ernie just kind of moderate the whole thing and add little comments and jokes
Yeah.
here and there. I mean, it's
It's
that was
fun.
always hilarious. I'm so glad they started televising that thing.
Yeah, that was because originally it was like, oh, they do it in secret, and then they like
And
reveal
I'm
it.
just
It's
like,
like,
this is such a missed opportunity. Like,
yeah,
what are we
they were like
doing?
the players' egos are gonna be hurt if they're picked. Like it's
Yeah,
fine,
who
bro.
cares,
Everybody,
man?
yeah.
And I remember the one when James was still on Brooklyn. Harden was still on Brooklyn, and there was debates of like whether
Yeah.
him playing or not. And there was a time where like LeBron left Harden to be picked as like one of the last picks, and it was Durant's selection. And he's looking, he's like, and then Chuck goes in with a comment of, it was Rudy Gobert and James Harden. He's like, I think you're looking for some size, right, Kevin? I think, yeah, you really need some front line. And then Kenny's egging him on too. He's like, yeah, I think, Gobert would be a great pick for you. He's like, Kevin's like, I was thinking the exact same thing. And then he ends up taking Rudy Gobert, leaving Harden obviously to LeBron.
Yeah.
And then he even asked her, like, is James healthy? Is James playing? And he's like, yeah, he got, and then Chuck's like, yeah, he got traded. He'll play. And I was like, he had to hide his face at the clipboard, man. It was so funny.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably my favorite draft out of all of them. I remember that, and It's just a lot of fun, I think.
So fun. I
So
think yeah. I mean, listen, All-Star Weekend. They say it's for the fans, so I'm hoping it'll be fun. I have high
yeah.
hopes for
I
this
mean,
one.
I also, kind of talking about remodeling, or remaking an event. The All Star game, like, I mean, it's been a few years now, but
Hmm.
like over the past 5 years, it's really changed. Like, because like 2017, 2018, we were getting not even like 2017, 2016, we're getting those really like bad All Star games. Nobody was trying, just kind of
Junk.
chucking up threes. We're getting like like high 180 to 170 scores. Like nobody really cared.
Yeah.
And then like they revised it, they made the teams, they added like the fourth quarter, that point reached that point total, and like it actually got competitive. So
Oh yeah.
I really liked what they
I
did.
mean, shoot, we even had like, I'll never forget that LeBron one-legged fade. Like that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that was amazing. I just remember I was like, oh man, low block, pat like backing him down on the wing, turns, fires, and I see and like it was destiny, right? I
Yeah.
just see this ball rattling, and I was like, oh my God, it's over. And I was like, wow, that was for an all-star game. Like I'd never been that invested before in,
Yeah.
in this type of, fanfare stuff. And there it was. I was like, this was a change they made and it actually made a difference.
Yeah. I think
Unlike, other leagues who decide to flag football all of a sudden, but we don't have to get into all
I
that.
like the dodgeball though.
The
The
dodge,
dodgeball was
the
cool. The
Dusty,
dodgeball was
I
cool. I like the dodgeball.
I challenge the NFL. Scrap everything that has to do with anything related to football. Just do all the challenges, yo. Those are way more entertaining anyway. Like I was really talking to someone. I'm like, just scrap the flag football game, scrap a tackle football game. Just keep playing dodgeball. Have an
Honestly.
entire huge tournament, make it bigger. Add more
Yeah.
rounds and see who wins.
Yeah. Because the
I'm down.
dodgeball was great. I watched
It
the
was
whole thing. Yeah.
fantastic. It is so it's actually comedy because for whatever reason those guys take that thing way more serious than like this nonsense ass football game they play, but
Yeah.
whatever.
And like you don't even have to worry about, you might get injured during the game. Like you
Yeah,
can't get injured from
come
dodgeball,
on, man. I mean, and if you do, like, I mean, tough, I guess. Like I could get injured playing dodgeball, so like it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. So, they did a great job. They need to get that. They need to look at that dunk contest. They need to say, let's do this, this, and this, because they have ideas. They have
They
like
have to.
they always have ideas about how to like Adam Silver. He's always ready to change like anything. So look at that dunk contest, change it like the other two,
Yeah,
and then you have a great package at All Star Weekend, like
for
a
sure.
phenomenal package. And kind of one last thing I wanted to talk about with
Yeah.
with the All Star game was, I feel like there's a lot of snubs this year from the game.
Tell me about him. Tell me about the
I feel like
snubs.
James Harden should have been in there.
I don't.
I feel like top 3 seed in the East, 24, 21 and 11. I think that's like
Honestly, like James Harden, honestly, all these, it all goes back to the Nets. Like these Brooklyn people, I'm so sick and tired of them. I couldn't, just couldn't care for them. James, yeah, fine. He's having a good season for his, not really up to his own standards, but I mean, I guess that's unfair to compare him to what he once
and
was.
he's also playing. He's second option. Embiid's number 1, right?
This is all true, but honestly, I would challenge like. Granted, I think even maybe Jalen Brunson's more of a snub than James Harden, to be honest. And I think I challenge anyone.
Well,
I challenge anyone to tell me James Harden's playing better than Jalen Brunson right now. But that's just me. Say what you wish. Say what you wish. I'm taking Brunson personally right now.
really.
Absolutely. I think in terms of just like the playmaking is still there. He might not maybe averages the same number of assists, but he's outscoring Harden. I think he's more efficient than Harden. I think he's more of a multi-dimensional scorer than Harden at this point. Because Jesus Christ, like it's two things. Okay, he's either gonna lay it in, or he's just gonna step back like a million feet and then just chuck it up and just hope it
But it
lands.
works. I don't think you should blame
It
the It
works.
works.
It works. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just still salty at James for even at his peak in Houston, I think if he never got rid of his, mid-range game, which by the way he was one of the best at, and he just
Yeah.
decided to like let it go, I think that guy could have easily scored 100. You're just passing up what players are just giving you, and you had a mid-range game, like a top 10 one at that, and you
Yeah.
just decided to like forego all that. So I don't know.
I mean, James is one. I mean, Siakam got in now, but
Yeah,
I mean, the Raptors record is a little iffy, but if you're giving the Lakers an All-Star at the third, I mean, yes, LeBron, okay, but if you're giving a 13 seed an All-Star, you can give like a ninth, 10th seed also an
you
All-Star.
could also you also probably should have given a dude an Anthony Edwards who is
Yes.
it's they'll do this sometimes where people who are averaging 25, 26 a game, like to average, I didn't even know, like before I looked up his averages for the season,
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was that high.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy was left off, and this like, what are we doing?
Well, it's because the Timberwolves have been kind of mid, and
I mean,
there's
fair enough, but
there's questions around their team, but
there are, but I mean, there's one thing of being a 20 point per game scorer. Anything above 25, like you're close. Now, granted, this might sound like just like stupid, no duh math, but when you're getting closer to 30 points on average than 20, I would feel like you're probably deserving of an all-star selection, but
yeah, I think Edwards should have gotten it. And then
yeah.
my other one is I think Dion. I wanted to see De'Aaron Fox in the All Star game. Like, give the Kings 2 All-Stars. They're the third seed. They're good for the first time in like almost 2 decades. Like, they've made the playoffs in 2006.
Yeah.
All right, like give the fan, like let them get what they want for a little bit. I think they should have given him that. I mean, even if it's not like a completely logical reason, like I feel bad for them.
Light
They've
the
had
beam, yo.
so
We're just
much.
trying to light the
Yeah, I
beam, yo.
like that beam. They've
Light
had
the beam.
so much. They've gone through so much pain.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And they're honestly,
Bum franchise for the majority of it. And
knowing
they
the
turned it.
Kings, they're probably gonna mess it up in the next half of the season. But
Going
let them be happy at the All Star game. You know?
Let them have let them be a playoff team for the first half of the season. Whatever they do after this is their own problem. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great point. I'm just glad they get the opportunity. Like I'm sad about the injuries and people who like someone like Steph who was, you know, obviously that guy's always like fun to watch in the game.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm glad at least like some players got to have their moment.
Yeah.
Even if they are injury reserved. So,
Yeah.
that makes. I'm pretty hyped about that.
Yeah. I think it'll be a great game though.
I think so. I think so.
I think LeBron takes it again though.
Oh, for sure. Do you think that guy's losing?
Yeah,
That guy's
he's
that
never
guy's
lost.
undefeated, never lost in an All-Star game. I don't think he's gonna lose this time.
Look at what I want to see. I want to see LeBron. Like I know he's like his fan vote popularity. Don't make LeBron the captain. Let someone else draft. And I want to see. Like I feel like that'd be. I want to see like. I just want to see what happens.
Maybe. I mean, shoot, man. Like,
Because I feel like LeBron's just too good at this.
I mean, leading vote getters. Like,
That's
what
true,
can
yeah.
you do? It's lonely at the top, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited for sure.
Yeah. So I think it'll be. I think it'll be a good game though.
No
Fingers
doubt.
crossed. We'll see. But
Awesome.
yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about today.
Perfect.
All-Star break's coming up, and then after that, it's playoff push. We're gonna talk about a lot about that. Future episodes, and
Sounds good.
probably give an update on some of the teams we talked about today.
Dude, I'm praying I'm right about some of these things.
All right, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much
Alright,
for having
thank
me,
you.
man.
All right.